Out of absolutely nowhere, on a day nobody expected, Rockstar Games officially revealed the final cover art for GTA 6 and confirmed that pre-orders will begin on June 25th, less than a week away. And honestly, the cover looks incredible. In my opinion, it's even better than GTA 5's artwork. One of my favorite things about it is how Rockstar managed to preserve the classic GTA cover art formula while still making it feel fresh and unique to Vice City. The helicopter in the corner, the character placement, the vibrant atmosphere, it's instantly recognizable as a Rockstar cover. Today, we're going to break down every detail Rockstar gave us, the official cover art, the new Jason and Lucia image, and even that brief Vice City skyline shot. Frame by frame, detail by detail, we're going to analyze everything Rockstar is hiding in plain sight. The first thing many people missed is that the GTA 6 logo has actually been updated. Compared to the previous version, Rockstar has added a brighter white outline around the logo, making it stand out much more. There's also an additional dark border surrounding the design, giving it a cleaner and more polished appearance. Side by side, the difference is obvious, and this is most likely the final version of the GTA 6 logo we'll see at launch. If you followed GTA cover art throughout the years, you've probably noticed a recurring Rockstar tradition. GTA 4 had a helicopter, GTA 5 had one, Vice City had one, San Andreas had one, and now GTA 6 continues that tradition, but this time, Rockstar adapted it to Vice City's coastal setting. Instead of a standard helicopter, we see a seaplane style aircraft capable of operating on water, which fits the Florida-inspired environment perfectly. It's a small detail, but it's exactly the kind of world building Rockstar is known for. Interestingly, the aircraft appears to be equipped with weaponry, suggesting that military-style vehicles will once again play a role in the world of GTA 6 next. Let's focus on the image of Jason and Lucia. From the background, it's pretty clear they're standing near Vice City's beach area, with the city's skyline visible behind them. We can also see aircraft flying across the sky in the distance, adding even more life to the scene. The first thing that stands out is Lucia's expression. She looks angry. Not just serious, genuinely angry. What's even more interesting is that if you zoom in, you can spot blood and injuries on her hands and wrists. That immediately raises questions. Was she involved in a violent mission? Did something happen before this moment? Or is Rockstar teasing a major story event? Another detail that keeps showing up is the handgun. Every time we've seen Jason and Lucia embracing each other, Lucia is still holding a weapon. And in this image, it's the same story. While Jason is holding her close, Lucia keeps her pistol ready in her hand. That could mean absolutely nothing. Or it could tell us something important about her personality. Maybe she never fully trusts anyone, maybe she's always prepared for danger, or maybe Rockstar is trying to establish her as the more aggressive and cautious half of the duo. Either way, it's a detail that's hard to ignore. Now, let's talk about the gun itself. According to the markings visible on the weapon, it appears to be based on a Brazilian firearm rather than a standard American handgun. If that's intentional, it could hint at connections to Brazilian criminal organizations or black market weapon suppliers somewhere in the game's story. Of course, this is still speculation, but Rockstar rarely includes details like this by accident. We also get a much clearer look at Jason's tattoo. The design features a skull pierced by a knife, combined with military imagery. This lines up with one of the biggest theories surrounding Jason, that he may have served in the military before the event of GTA 6. There's also a word associated with the tattoo that roughly describes someone willing to do whatever it takes to survive. Someone dangerous, ruthless, and willing to cross lines others won't. Based on everything we've seen from Jason so far, that description fits surprisingly well. Maybe the tattoo represents a former military unit. Maybe it reflects his personal philosophy. Either way, Rockstar clearly wants players to pay attention to it. Moving on, we get an image showing 5 people riding together on a boat, 3 men and 2 women. At first glance, they don't appear to be major story characters. Instead, this image feels more like Rockstar showcasing the atmosphere and lifestyle of Leonida. One notable detail is the presence of flamingos, one of the most recognizable symbols associated with Florida and Vice City. The image itself doesn't reveal much story information, but the next one definitely does. One of the most interesting images Rockstar released features Raul Bautista. And honestly, if Rockstar decided to place him directly on the official cover art, that tells us something important immediately. This character is probably going to play a major role in the story. Could he be connected to Lucia's arrest? Could a failed robbery involving Bautista be the reason she ended up behind bars? Right now, we don't know, but it's definitely a possibility worth considering. Looking closely at the image, Bautista appears to have just completed a bank robbery. Behind him, we can clearly see an international bank, while the earpiece he's wearing suggests he's communicating with someone remotely, possibly a strategist or coordinator similar to Lester in GTA 5. One detail that immediately caught my attention is Bautista's rifle. The weapon is covered with modifications. We're talking about an upgraded stock, advanced optics, a larger magazine, enhanced grips, and several other attachments. The sheer number of visible modifications suggests that GTA 6 could feature the deepest weapon customization system Rockstar has ever created. If that's true, players may have far more control over how their firearms look and perform than in any previous GTA title. Every GTA game has that one iconic character who becomes heavily associated with the marketing, and GTA 6 is no exception. This character is covered in jewelry, from her hands and fingers to her neck, ears, and even facial accessories. But the most interesting item is her necklace. The necklace contains the Spanish word siempre, which translates to forever. Whether that has a deeper meaning or is simply a fashion choice remains unclear, but Rockstar rarely puts text front and center without a reason. Another interesting detail is the 305 tattoo visible on her body. For anyone unfamiliar, 305 is one of Miami's most famous area codes, making it a direct reference to the real-world inspiration behind Vice City. Next up is a stunning new supercar from Pegassi. For longtime GTA fans, Pegassi is Rockstar's version of Lamborghini, and this vehicle looks absolutely incredible. Based on what we've seen so far, it doesn't appear to be a recycled model from GTA Online, which means it could be a completely new edition created specifically for GTA 6. The scene appears to take place near Ocean Beach, with several recognizable buildings visible in the background. But what really stands out is the reflection quality. The way the vehicle interacts with water and lighting is simply ridiculous. Even in a still image, Rockstar's graphical leap is obvious. Of course, it wouldn't be a Florida-inspired world without alligators. Rockstar included a massive alligator image, and honestly, it's hard to imagine Leonida without them. They're practically a mascot of the state at this point. The image itself is visually impressive, especially with the environmental detail surrounding the animal. It's another reminder that wildlife will likely play a much larger role in GTA 6's open world than it did in previous entries. Then we have Bobby Ike, and the more I see this guy, the less I trust him. He's still wearing the same flashy jewelry we've seen before. Multiple gold chains, expensive rings, and accessories designed to project status and power. One detail that stands out is a lion-themed ring alongside crown imagery. Combined with his overall appearance, it creates the impression of someone who sees himself as a king, someone who believes he's untouchable. That could mean confidence, or it could mean arrogance. And in Rockstar stories, characters with that kind of ego usually end up causing problems for everyone around them. Whether Bobby becomes an ally, a rival, or a future enemy, there's definitely more going on with him than meets the eye. The final image on the cover features a biker performing a wheelie while fleeing from the police. What's interesting is that this scene doesn't appear to take place in Vice City itself. Based on the surroundings and the distant skyline visible in the background, it looks more like a rural area somewhere outside the city. The rider doesn't seem to be a major story character either. Instead, he looks more like a member of a criminal gang. His tattoos, clothing style, and customized bike all suggest ties to a larger criminal organization operating somewhere within Leonida. The motorcycle itself is covered in stickers, graphics, and branding, giving it a much more personalized look than what we typically saw in GTA 5. This could be another sign that vehicle customization will be significantly expanded in GTA 6. Behind him, we can also see a police cruiser in pursuit. While it's difficult to identify the exact department, the vehicle appears to be inspired by modern Dodge police interceptors, continuing Rockstar's tradition of creating fictional versions of real-world vehicles. TA6's cover art feels like Vice City's successor. Now that we've gone through the entire cover, one thing becomes very clear. The artwork shares a surprising amount of DNA with the original Vice City cover. The motorcycle in the corner, the iconic female character, the boats, the tropical atmosphere, and the bright color palette all feel like a modern evolution of what made Vice City so memorable. The similarities are impossible to ignore. Rockstar clearly wants GTA 6 to feel like a spiritual successor to Vice City while still pushing the franchise into a new era. And honestly, judging by what we've seen so far, they've absolutely nailed that balance. The new Vice City screenshot. The cover art wasn't the only thing Rockstar revealed. When you visit the GTA 6 website, you'll also find an absolutely breathtaking image of Vice City's skyline at sunset. The scene lasts only a few seconds, but those few seconds are packed with details. The neon lights, the skyscrapers, the reflections, the boats moving through the water, and the aircraft flying above the city all work together to create a world that feels alive. Everything about the shot screams next generation, open world. 8 aircraft in a single shot. Let's start with the sky. Most people saw a beautiful skyline, but if you look carefully, there are actually 8 flying vehicles visible in this brief sequence, 4 helicopters and 4 planes. That may sound insignificant, but it tells us something important. The air traffic system appears far denser than what we saw in GTA 5. The city feels alive even when you're not interacting with it directly. Rockstar wants Vice City to feel like a real place, not just a game map. The water is just as busy. Now, let's move down to the ocean. The water contains roughly 10 separate boats, ranging from recreational vessels to larger commercial craft. Every single one appears to be following its own route. In the distance, we can even spot a large cruise ship. This is especially interesting because Rockstar has shown similar vessels before, suggesting that cruise ships may actually be active parts of the world rather than simple background scenery. Could players visit them? Could they host events, gambling activities, parties, or missions? We don't know yet, but Rockstar's clearly drawing attention to them. Vice City's harbor looks massive. Another standout feature is the harbor area. The shot appears to be looking across Vice City's port district, and it looks enormous. Massive cargo facilities, skyscrapers, shipping infrastructure, and non-stop activity make the entire district feel like a living economic hub. If Rockstar's goal was to make Vice City feel larger and more believable than Los Santos, they're off to an incredible start. The giant digital billboard building immediately grabbed my attention. A massive digital screen mounted high above the city, and I highly doubt it's just decorative. Knowing Rockstar, there's a good chance these screens will display changing advertisements, news updates, events, or even dynamic content depending on where you are in the story. If that's true, it would add another layer of immersion to the city. Small details like this are often what separate Rockstar's worlds from everyone else's. One of the most fascinating discoveries from Rockstar's new materials is that we're starting to connect multiple screenshots and trailer scenes into one consistent location. By comparing several official images, it's possible to identify the exact area where Jason and Lucia were driving in earlier footage. Different screenshots appear to show the same district from completely different angles. This might sound minor, but it's actually huge. The more Rockstar reveals, the easier it becomes to map out Vice City and understand how different areas connect together geographically. And honestly, the level of consistency is impressive. The mystery skyscraper under construction. There's one building that has sparked a lot of debate among fans. A massive skyscraper that appears unfinished. Some players immediately compared it to the Mile High Club building from GTA 5, the infamous construction site that remained unfinished for years, but I think Rockstar may be doing something completely different this time. My theory is that the building will gradually evolve as time passes throughout the story. When players first start the game, construction may still be underway. As the narrative progresses, the skyscraper could slowly become more complete until it's eventually finished. And honestly, there are several reasons to believe that. Rockstar keeps showing construction sites across the trailers, screenshots, and official website images. Rockstar has repeatedly shown buildings under construction. That's what makes me think these aren't random background assets. Instead, they may represent a world that actually changes over time. Imagine seeing new roads completed, new buildings opened, and entire districts slowly transformed as months or years pass in the story. That would be one of the biggest world-building upgrades Rockstar has ever attempted. A new company hidden in the harbor. Remember the massive cargo ship shown in earlier GTA 6 footage? Well, thanks to the new promotional material, we can finally get a clearer look at the company operating it. At first, only part of the company name was visible. Now, Rockstar has revealed enough details that fans can begin piecing together the full branding behind the shipping operation. That might not sound exciting right now, but Rockstar has a long history of hiding future missions, factions, and storylines behind seemingly insignificant companies and corporations. The fake interior controversy. 1. Criticism floating around social media involves some of the skyscraper interiors. A few people claimed that certain windows appear to use static images rather than fully modeled rooms. Personally, I think that's a misunderstanding. Here's why. The building people are talking about is extremely far away from the camera. We're looking at upper floors that most players will probably never inspect closely during normal gameplay. From a development standpoint, it makes perfect sense for Rockstar to prioritize resources where players will actually spend time. That doesn't mean the interiors are fake, it simply means Rockstar is using smart optimization techniques. The buildings that matter look fully detailed. When you focus on structures closer to the player, the difference becomes obvious. Rockstar appears to be investing an enormous amount of detail into locations that players are likely to visit regularly. This approach is exactly what you'd expect from a modern open-world game. Instead of wasting performance on areas nobody will ever inspect, Rockstar can dedicate resources to locations that actually affect gameplay. And based on everything we've seen so far, the level of environmental detail is still miles ahead of most games on the market. One of the most overlooked parts of the footage appears near a tennis court. If you slow the footage down, you can spot people talking, swimming pools with NPCs using them, crowded parking areas, and a wide variety of parked vehicles. Family cars, sports cars, and luxury vehicles are all present simultaneously, and that's important because it demonstrates variety. The world isn't being populated with identical assets repeated over and over again. Rockstar seems determined to make every neighborhood feel authentic and lived in. The reflection debate. Another topic that generated a lot of discussion online was reflections. Some players noticed that a distant Ferris wheel didn't appear to be reflecting on the water and immediately assumed Rockstar had reduced graphical quality. But the explanation is much simpler. The Ferris wheel is incredibly far away. At that distance, rendering every reflection at full quality would be extremely expensive from a performance standpoint. Meanwhile, other nearby objects clearly produce accurate reflections. For example, lights from nearby structures visibly reflect onto surrounding surfaces, proving that Rockstar's reflection system is working exactly as expected. In other words, there's no reason to panic. The graphics still look phenomenal. At this point, one thing is undeniable. Rockstar has officially entered the next phase of GTA 6's marketing campaign. Over the last few days, they've updated their social media branding, changed profile images, refreshed banners across multiple platforms, and fully transitioned their promotional focus toward GTA 6. These aren't random changes. They're exactly the kind of moves Rockstar makes when a major marketing push is about to begin. For years, fans have been waiting for this moment, and now it finally feels real. Is Trailer 3 coming soon? Naturally, the biggest question now is whether Rockstar is preparing to release Trailer 3. There are currently two realistic possibilities. The first is that Rockstar drops Trailer 3 before pre-orders go live on June 25th. That would create an enormous amount of hype and likely push millions of players toward pre-ordering immediately. The second possibility is that Rockstar launches pre-orders first and saves Trailer 3 for July or August as part of the next marketing wave. And honestly, both scenarios sound completely believable. Rockstar has never followed a predictable marketing formula. What we know for sure. Speculation aside, there are a few facts we can confidently say. Pre-orders are now officially confirmed. The cover art has been revealed. New promotional images have been released. The official website has been updated. And Rockstar's marketing machine is finally moving. After years of rumors, leaks, theories, and endless waiting, GTA 6 is no longer some distant project sitting on the horizon. It's getting closer and it's happening fast. Final thoughts. After analyzing everything Rockstar revealed, the official cover art, Jason and Lucia's new artwork, Raul Bautista, the Vice City skyline, the hidden environmental details, and the 8-second city showcase, it's clear that Rockstar is paying attention to every single detail. Whether it's dynamic construction sites, denser traffic, expanded customization, more immersive city life, or the incredible visual quality we've seen so far, GTA 6 is shaping up to be Rockstar's most ambitious game ever. Of course, some of these observations are still theories. Some may turn out to be completely wrong, but that's part of the fun. Right now, we're all trying to piece together the puzzle using the information Rockstar has chosen to reveal. And if this is only the beginning of the marketing campaign, then the next few months are going to be absolutely insane for GTA fans. With pre-orders officially approaching and the possibility of Trailer 3 lurking around the corner, one thing is certain: The road to GTA 6 has truly begun. Outro. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What detail stood out to you the most? Do you think Trailer 3 is coming before pre-orders, or will Rockstar make us wait a little longer? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.